Homo sapiens. Within a century or two, we are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens. Within a century or two, Earth will be dominated by entities that are more different from us. For the first time in history, it's possible to monitor all the people all the time. Maybe in a couple of decades, when people look back, the thing they will remember is this is the moment when everything went digital. And this was the moment when everything became monitored. That we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian machines, but even in democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin. Because really we haven't seen anything yet.
All right, Shalom. This is Howard 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Hawashai, by Hashem Harakak Wadash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is Daniel chapter 7. And let's go to verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things, man. All right, so I want to start with this scripture because this little horn we know is talking about America, all right? Also spoken of in the book of Revelation 13, which was given power by the dragon, all right, those ruling nations over there in Europe. And then it says here, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and that's talking about Britain, Spain, and France. They were all involved in that whole, what was called American Revolutionary Wars. Then they stemmed from 1775 to about 1783. And that's what helped America gain its independence, all right? And also gain certain lands with the 13 colonies, gain certain lands like Florida, you know, and other areas from Spain and France. And through the battles with France, they gained how can I say it? The areas of commerce, which would be on the sea, out in the oceans. All right, so now it says here, it says it was full of eyes, man, and a mouth speaking great things. You know, America has their president, and they set up those mouths speaking great things, and that establishes the Democrat and the Republican parties, which they get their presidential elections from. All right, so this was established by these elites, all right, as a mirage. Now, that creates a mirage and a spell on our people, 2/3 that were here, that are here, and even these heathens that are here in the melting pot called America, and it creates a false form of nationalism. Nationalism, it says, identification with one's own nation and support for its interests, especially to the exclusion or detriment of the interests of other nations. And that's what America's been all about. And it gets, just like September 11th, they used that to go over there to the Middle East and put hell on them other nations. And they got Americans to vote for it. So now it creates a false sense of identity in this place. You know, that Gentile mindset of our people that they're in. And through that, they're being led as sheep to the slaughter. This is Revelations 13 and 14. It says, I'll go from, verse 11. And as I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, all right, another kingdom or nation, which is going to be America, right, it was being established as we just read in Daniel chapter 7. All right, the American Revolutionary Wars and the banking system that they established here, the World Bank and the Bank of England, you know, the Bretton Woods Agreement right after World War II, after the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they had the Bretton Woods Agreement. Around the time, I think it was 1944. I could be wrong, but where they established the dollar as the world currency, and all the nations, they were trading in their dollar. They traded in their gold. I think it was 35 ounces for one paper dollar of gold. You know, so that was the establishment of exalting this place, America. All right, Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, acting all innocent and acting like they're a God-fearing country, just to go against what was called the atheist countries, which would be like Russia, China. And they wanted to get help, financial help, from the banking elites. It's called the Jesuits over there in the Roman Catholic Church. All right, so they established all kind of churches throughout America to get funding. So it says here, and he spake as a dragon. That's where you get these draconian laws. Everything that happens in Europe reflects over here. You know, you got the Federal Reserve as a reserve bank, central reserve bank here in America. And other countries don't use central banking. All right, so which shows they control this place, and they control what happens here. The Rothschilds, you know, they put it out there, said, "Hey, man, whoever controls the money controls everything. We care not what they do with their laws." And they set up puppet regimes and administrations to push their agenda, as we see today. All right, just like the WEF, which is the World Economic Forum, they showed that they have control over the corporations, and the corporations have control over the politicians. All right, so it says here, and he exercises. See, he exercising, meaning using his power. That's what they're doing here. They're using the options they have. Like, one of them is the SDR, the special drawing rights. All right, once the dollar crashes, and once the yuan has moved into the SDR basket, America has one choice once their fiat currency, paper money, crashes, because it's not backed by anything ever since 1971. So what options do they have? To choose a different form of that currency, and the choice that they have chosen is going to be that digital dollar. Excuse me. The choice that they have chosen is going to be that digital dollar. All right. So that's the option they're going to go with. You know, Biden bucks or whatever, CBDC. And with that, they found a way to go under the skin, what they call the Internet of Bodies. And people have fallen for it. All right. All right, it says here, and he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him. That's why this is the new revised Roman Empire. All right, especially with the European Union and America all together. And causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast. See, and the worship just basically means to submit. Whose deadly wound was healed. That's talking about the Roman Empire, and it was healed through the European. What do you call that? The Treaty of Rome. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven onto the earth in the sight of men. All right, they actually split the atoms, man, and they dropped the atomic bomb on, I think it was Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That ended the war. and it brought America to the forefront. Like, you know, put fear in other nations, and riding upon the beast NATO, and America being the spearhead with the general at that time. So that was the introduction of the United States and NATO alliance, and their power. Excuse me. So it says here. So that was around what, 1944. That's when the war ended, around 1944, 45. Started around, really accumulated around 1938. All right. So, and through that you have the establishment of America, man, and then the what you call the banking setup with the dollar, and then they gave it its own independence, and also agencies and spy agencies and all, you know, like BlackRock and CIA and whatever, and surveillance and media, and deceive of them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. See that, which had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, right? They couldn't do it unless they said so, unless the elites gave them the green light. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So they set up this system, man, and it even entangled racism within it. The jail system, the what you call the spirits that leaped out of the mouth of the dragon like a frog. That's the systems that were set up from the Roman Empire, the European Union, out of Europe, over here to what's called the daughter of Babylon. All right, the banking system, the military system that's set up here. The courts are based in England, you know. What else? The religious system, all the churches come from there. All right. So it says, and deceive of them that dwell. All right, come on, let me get going. 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. See, that's why they have that power. That's why America seemingly has that power. That's the only choice they have in the SDR basket of currencies. That's it. Special drawing rights. It's not a coin, but it's a basket of currencies that represent a multitude, a variety of different currencies. And China is the top one right now. It used to be America, the dollar, but it has fallen because it's not backed by anything. You know, and it's so now they've come to a point where they're going to stop the special drawing rights, and they're going to say, hey, everybody look in their basket. What is your currency backed by? And China going to say gold, Bitcoin, oil, whatever. And America's just going to say they're going to shift right into the CBDC. You know, that's the phoenix rising from the ashes. That's their plan. And with that, it's going to be a whole different type of system, the New World Order. The old order was based upon the paper dollar. Now they're moving into a different one, where they want to go under the skin, into the body, know what you're thinking, you know, control all that. And people have made that choice, and now the next thing is to give the icing on the cake, and that's the MOTB. All right. So that's what's happening, man. And it says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, man. You hear about the guillotines, you hear about them saying that if you don't submit to the system, you're gonna be left out, you know, become like even homeless people are gonna become wealthy in their system. And the ones that don't go along with their system, and, you know, they're gonna be either put in camps or impoverished. That's the goal. They want to put pressure, just like they did to the North American Indians. I forgot his name, man. It was Red something, but he was on that movie in Wounded Knee, where they put pressure upon him and moved him to this certain area out in the cold. I think it was Oklahoma. I could be wrong. And they ran him they moved him to this area, and there was nothing but ice cold out there. And they left him out there. Then they gave him blankets, and they were getting sick. You know, the whole routine. You know what they taught us. Certain things you can't say anymore, but they left us out there to die, and that pressure of not wanting to see the family suffer, they gave in, and that's when they established something called pharmakia, the pharmacies. Started giving them this red bottle of whatever it was making people even more sick for the Native Americans. So yeah, man, you gotta watch that movie Wounded Knee. All right, you know, somebody do a lesson on that, maybe that particular area of the movie with the pharmacy. But it says here, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, man. See, they got that power to give life into the system of the beast. You know, the dollar, that's what made them rich. All right. And it forced all the other nations to move to that dollar. And they started trading and building reserves with the dollar. Now, the dollar has gained so much debt, you know, because of America, that the dollar has lost value. Hyperinflation is too many of them printed, and is losing spending power. So people have to get more dollars in their reserves, spending more of their resources, gold, whatever they're using, just to manage their dollar reserves inside the SDR basket. So it's like money on top of money, and they're losing. You know, they're losing profit by that. So they just, and plus they're getting sanctioned with the dollar. So it gave America a certain form of power. All right, a de facto power, meaning they all agreed upon it. But now they don't agree. That's gonna crash the dollar. All right. With that comes what? War. And with that comes sedition amongst the citizens, and they know that, so they want control. Right? And the elites and these corporations, they want to get more rich. They want to become super billionaires. All right, and they want to control now. Once you have everything, once the rich have everything, what do they have next? They want to get control. More surveillance. It says that it should both speak, right, and cause that as many as would not submit or worship the image, the system of the beast, right? Basically NATO and the Roman Empire, you know, them elites, Edomites, should be killed, man. You know, just basically destroyed, leaving them out there to die, or martial law. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. That way he said, yo, they're going to look back on this time period and say, this is the moment where they accepted being surveilled. And then the next thing, you know, the next choice they're going to do. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And there's another scriptures, it says in their hands, plural. So anywhere. You can get a damn foot. It don't matter. But not let them, you know, do it. And that no man might buy or sell, right? So people like IUIC, that camp, and their leader, they got it all wrong. And ISUPK, right? They're showing themselves to be false teachers in these times. So say, and that no man might buy or sell. So you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell in this new system, where the paper dollar is gonna be null and void, just like the Weimar Republic, just like Zimbabwe. They're gonna move to a different currency, and this form of currency, meaning something in circulation that's agreed upon, is gonna be digital. This is it. All right. And with that, it's going to be a different form of control. And the depopulation plan by a bunch of pagans that are running it. Job 9 and 24. And that no man might buy or sell. See? Save he that had the mark, which is the charagma, or the name of the beast, meaning that account, which is what they're doing now, that surveillance, or the number of his name. See that? That basically goes into that account going into selling out to the system. You know, becoming a part of it, and the internet of things. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, Esau, and his number is 600, 6. Chi-Psi stigma. That's basically an AB system of a microchip. All right, stigma is a cut into the body. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. No, 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, don't be proud, chasing money. And that's what, especially these Edomites, are proud, man. Or that dude, Yuval Noah, they will look back on this time. They're gonna look back on this time and say, "Damn, that's what they're gonna look back and see. This what they're gonna look back and see." Isaiah 29 and 7. And the multitude of the nations that fight against Ariel, which would be like the Little Mermaid that sold out and went after her lovers, and left the nation of mermaids and went after Esau. But in the righteous way, it would be the lion, Judah, which really the Israelites, that went after these nations and followed them and sold out. So became Gentiles. And the multitude of the nations that fight against Ariel, that's a poetic way of saying lion, all right? Or Judah. It says here, even all that fight against her and her munition and that distress her shall be as a dream of a night vision. And it shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth. See, that's what they're doing. They're eating now. Esau. According to the book of Job, it says when they eat, they begin to fill their belly. That's when the Lord going to rain fire upon them. But he awaketh, see, and his soul is empty. That's the rich man lifting up their eyes in hell upon his earth. That's what's about to happen to him. Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, right? And behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh. And behold, he is faint, and his soul have appetite. So shall the multitude of the nations that fight against Mount Zion. That's the elect. All these nations that's fighting against us. And we're fighting a spiritual battle. So they're fighting that against us that way too. All right, so 1 Timothy 6 and 17. Charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded. Don't be proud like Esau. Nor trust in uncertain riches, trusting in the dollars, trusting in the system, and also they trust in Esau's currencies, right? CBDC. But trust in the living power who giveth us richly all things to enjoy, right? That's what the scriptures say. Don't trust in Egypt. Don't go down to Egypt for help. And people that trust in horses because they are many, and they are flesh, man. Just like today, the scriptures say the Lord is spirit. That's his power. All right, but today, he said don't trust in their military, their hospitals and all that, because it's nothing but technology and science. Same thing. All right, but trust in the living power, man. All right, Yahweh, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. That they do good, that they be rich in good works. All right, I'm going to skip down. 19, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life, man. And that's what we're doing now by doing this work and warning our people and giving praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in the midst of the fire. Just like what's his name, Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. All right, Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael with the prayer of Azariah and Apocrypha. That's what we're doing in the midst of the fire, man, in the midst of the adversity. All right, giving praise to our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and praying for forgiveness so that we may lay hold on eternal life. All right, it's crazy, right? Live forever. And Esau, the damn serpent in the garden, no, you can eat from the tree of evil. You become a god. Live forever. Same thing, man. Look, same thing over and over again. Nothing new under the sun. All right? But the Lord is saying, no. You trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and you shall live. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. And that's what we do. We're like trustees. Avoiding profane and vain babblings. All right? And there's New World Orders in science is profane, vain babblings, because it's going to all be destroyed. And oppositions of science, falsely so called, man, because it's not knowledge. It's not true knowledge at all, you know. All right, so, matter of fact, let me get this first. Because when you hear Esau talking, you think they know everything, you know. But their wisdom is darkness. They have become wiser than Daniel, but their wisdom is darkness, man. You know, and through their science and technology, they found out more. That's about it. As far as the heavens and, like the space and stuff like that. You know, Revelations 14:1. But we've been given the gift of the Spirit. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood upon the Mount Zion. That's Yahushua. He's going to be with us, the true lamb. And with him, 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. That's the elect. Written in our foreheads, not the damn MOTB. We'll have his name there. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. That's Yahushua and Yahweh speaking, giving out judgments. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne. That's the elect speaking his truth today. And before the four beasts, the angels, and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And they're the only ones that can teach and sing that song together in the elect, the rest of the elect. These are they which were not defiled with women, right? Yeah, come, man. Whew. Yep, there you go. These were they that were not defiled with women, meaning false doctrines and false hopes and lies, for they are virgins, meaning pure. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Even today, we follow his word, spirit, in the way, the walk. All right, follow his footsteps. These were redeemed from among men, so Yahweh Ratazah would be redeemed someday, being the first fruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb, the introduction to the kingdom of heaven, who will be the progenitors of the rest of the nation of Israel in the kingdom. And in their mouth was found no guile, meaning no lies, no falsehoods, you know. IUIC not gonna be able to say that. And these other camps, ISUPK, you know. For they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh, and that's the point, man, to be without fault in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, by teaching his word the correct way. And I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation, and kindred, and tongue, and people. I mean, the Israelites that are scattered amongst these nations. We're going to be coming out of every nation, you know, not just America. Saying with a loud voice, fear Yahweh and give glory to him. That's what the Lord wants, fear. Fear somebody, you're going to do what they say. The Lord wants our fear. For the hour of his judgment is come, man. See? And, you know, I would say they're going to look back and say, this was the moment we got destroyed. That's what they're going to say. Instead of, yeah, this was the moment where they got surveilled, and man, that's weak. You know, and he's just a puppet. For the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the foundations of waters. Man, not the people that's trying to make these damn robots. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, man. All right, so the elect going to be gathered in the midst of Babylon being destroyed. All right, that great city, also known as America, being, according to prophecy, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, man, of falsehoods, lies, false doctrine, perversions, idolatry, the business, the dollar, you know, moving to that, what you call, system, the Roman Empire system. All right. Where is it at? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, see, if any man submit to it, and his image, his system, the legislations, right, the leg of the image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Man, so that's what it's leading to, you know, the charagma. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture. I mean, he got no picks. It is what it is. They're going to be pushed to the left, you know, get the judgment with the wicked. You know, no respect of persons, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, so, yeah, man, so that's what it's leading to. You know, Esau's throwing out, selling wolf cookies, Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. So the people that receive that, you know, from these devils, then they're going to be stubble. Worse than World War II. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch, because they basically giving it to their whole families right now. And when they switch to that digital system with the CBDCs, they're going to do that too, the charagma. They give it to their children probably, you know, most likely. All right, so yeah, man. But unto you that fear my name, that fear Yahweh, and that fear Yahweh Shai, his name is important. Their names are important. Shall the Son of Righteousness, Yahweh Shai, arise with healing in his wings, man. Yahweh gonna send Yahweh Shai, man. According to Revelations 1:7. You're gonna have healing in the chariots, man. The flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. But we're gonna be changed. We're gonna be healed as a nation. Resurrected. And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves in the stall, meaning personally taken care of. Like you take a calf and put it in the stall and take care of them personally. That's in the chariots, man. All right, so yeah, man. And ye shall tread down the wicked, and they shall be ashes under the sole of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith Yahweh of hosts. So we're not falling for vain fables from these devils, you know, claiming the future before it happened. You're going to look back and, man, the hell out of there.